I feel like this is a moment that we need to discuss
Oh boy.
topics of the Race Plus, right? The Race Plus is a series with many different rules and elements to it, but I feel like if you just jump into this series, you're gonna have no idea. We haven't broke that down, so we just want to take like 1 minute to give you guys a brief rundown of it. Uh,
Okay.
so Race Playlist, we've been doing this series since 2016 together. There's been at least 2 videos every single year since then of it, and essentially the way it works is each
Which, real quick, might seem like not a lot, but 2 videos is like the least amount we've recorded in a year. So 2 videos is like the least amount we've recorded up to like what 50 something videos in a year.
yeah. So
Yeah, we have 200 something episodes. So
again, 212th episode. We've done we did 59 last year. This is our 51st of 2023. And basically, each week we rotate races in and out of the playlist. The Race Plus contains 8 races each week from the community and 8 races that Wen and I have created, typically broken down to about 4 apiece per episode from us. Um, on top of that, we use our own point scoring system, which includes 10 points for a race win, 5 points for second place, 1 point for getting a DNF. Each lap led in the race, and each race is 5 laps, except for in certain circumstances, which are special. For really long tracks, we may break it down only to 2 laps and just award the same amount of points so each race has the same value. But you get 1 lap point for each lap led. Also, the fastest lap, you earn 1.4 as well. Also, whoever has lost the previous episode of the Race Plus starts a little bit of a bonus points. So
bonus.
currently in this episode, Wan is starting with the bonus points. He lost episode 211. He'll start with 10. It goes on a moving scale based on how big your loss was and how long your losing streak is. Also, throughout the episodes, we have track limits for certain spots of the track. We don't want you cutting through, gaining advantages. So you can lose points through that. You can also lose points through a wait up, where you have the ability to call basically the first person to stop so you catch up. You get 2 of those. And you lose points for using that. And we also have randomizer, where we get a few different things to pop up in that and spice up an episode. Maybe earn some bonus points, lock a race to first person, have a race with the boar, have how vehicles on for a race, different things like that. The other thing is, if we crash into each other, we do have a reset, so that way you can't just crash somebody intentionally and get away with it and go win. So if you crash into somebody, either person can call a reset on the incident, and we do a countdown, alternating who does the countdown based on even or odd races. And specifically for the racing, cars that we use, or the class that we use, basically we do supercars, sports cars, specifically hot ring races from the sports car class, open wheel races, and on a rare occasion, we will throw in some muscle cars and sports classic racing, and maybe get a rally race in there as well. But that's pretty much the Race Plus. If you haven't seen an episode or you've joined in and we didn't go over the rules, kind of a little refresher there for you. Anything else you got to add to it, Gumar?
Not anything rule wise, but there was one thing with the handicap. You also notice that on the rare chance that Curtis loses an episode and he starts the next following episode with the handicap, his handicap will be significantly lower than mine because his driving level is significantly higher than mine is compared to mine in GTA. So his, I believe, is like a range of 1 to 5 points, and mine's like 1 to 15 or 20.
Yours is 8 to 12.
8 to 12, that's right.
Mine's 1 to 5. Actually, talking on that, we should go over just the basic stats of it. We have a whole stat thing that we go through, but basic stats overall, I've won 171 episodes compared to Wan winning 39. So there's kind of the gap there. And if you're wondering, 171 plus 39 doesn't equal 211. That's because in 2016 we had one tie and didn't have a tiebreaker method back then, which we do now. So
Bro, that's wild. To end the episode on a fucking tie. And that's it. Just like, alright, race is over. Nobody wins after 2 hours. That's it.
if anyone is wondering, back in 2016, the race playlist wasn't necessarily what it is now, where it's us competitively racing each other. It was more just fucking around with stunt races. So it wasn't as much emphasis on who wins the episode as it is now. So a tie is not something we would ever have now, as we did back then, because it was just a little bit different. It wasn't the same competition aspect that we
Good
have
way to
now.
look at it. A good way to look at it is how UFC used to be back in the 90s, where they just had bare knuckle, any fucking. Well, I mean, I guess they still have any martial art, but you could wear whatever you wanted. Like, you could wear a gi if you wanted in the fighting ring. Like, no holds barred. I don't think there was a time limit. So it was just ridiculous. Like, there was no rules at all. You could punch or kick anywhere. So it just. It's kind of similar to that, where we have old episodes, and then kind of as we progress with the season, get better at hosting, get better at racing, get better at the series in general.
Yes,
We've
exactly.
taken it and evolved it every single year.
Because the
One
basis
way or
of
another.
these rules started in 2017, and then they kind of have evolved since then. So the 2016 episodes were very wild. They didn't have any structure to it at all. It was just race. Since 2017, we had that structure involved in it. But that's our breakdown of the Race Plus. So again, if you are new to the series, new to the channel, that's the Race Plus, what you guys can expect throughout this episode and upcoming episodes. So
Also, if you are new to the channel, hi, what's up? I'm Wan. And that's Curtis.
yeah. All right.
Leave a like, subscribe.
Let's dive into the episode.